My name is Sarah Rowen, and I am a creative thought leader on this planet. I love it. And today I am speed painting for you guys, my interpretation of what you guys have asked me to do, my self-portrait. So a speed painter is a unique position in the industry of entertainment. My role as an entertainer is I rock up at events with canvases, and I have anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour to start and finish a painting for corporates, weddings, birthday parties, fundraisers, you name it. And then I also speak on creativity at corporate events to talk about what creativity is, where it's headed, how to incorporate it into businesses so that companies that have found innovation to be something essential in this day and age, I kind of help pull it out of them. I moved to South Carolina when I was 12 years old from California. I spent my childhood between California and Singapore. And South Carolina was an interesting place to be because the people are super crazy nice. Like Southern hospitality, the way you see it in the movies is the way it is. You never meet a stranger. My parents' best friends, they met in the line of a supermarket, and I still keep in touch with them. That type of family feel. But another aspect of that part of the world is that it's very closed-minded in a way. Not many people own passports or travel or see the world outside of a box that they live in. And I grew up in a very conservative household and school. My high school had 27 people in the graduating class. Sarah was a workaholic. I never took time for myself. I'd never remember going to the movies with friends in high school. I was so focused on athletics and sport. I'd get up at 6 in the morning and practice shooting hoops and was just obsessed with being the best and proving myself to the world. I had really crazy high expectations for myself, and people that met me said, "Oh, you're gonna go places, you're gonna do great things." And so I just kept letting the expectations of others weigh on me more and more. And yeah, I took everything extremely seriously. When I moved to Australia and I heard the expression, "have a go," I was like, oh my God, really? Like, really just relax and try something? It was outside of my understanding at that point. I moved to Australia in 2005. I was 24 years old, leaving my parents, everything I had never ever known, coming to a world that I thought spoke the same language, but y'all have a whole different language that I've been learning for the past 16 years, and I love it. Yeah, it was a very eye-opening experience, and as soon as I saw the beach, I was hooked. My mother would cry when we were on Skype together, and she's like, "When are you coming home?" I'm like, "Have you seen the beach here? I'm never coming home. This place is the best." Sarah in art school. Well, I was on a full scholarship for basketball, and I did this really intense art degree. It was quite eye-opening to be exposed to all these different art forms that now, in hindsight, I see a lot of students in high school, they take these courses that I had never taken. Like, I had never really painted or done much of any art until I reached university, which I find encourages young people that see me and they go, "Oh, you must have been painting forever." And I was like, well, actually, I didn't really get started until I got to university. And I said, look, I suck at math. I suck at science. I can write a poem, but it's not my thing, but I like to doodle in the pages of my notebook. And they said, you should major in art. And yeah, so here I am. This is a self-portrait that encapsulates how I perceive myself from 20 years ago. So 20 years ago, I was living in the buckle of the Bible Belt, and I was raised in a very conservative Christian home. And I thought I was free, and I thought I was the one trying to set other people free. So I first painted myself as this free bird with a bird cage that I was out of to symbolize, hey, I'm trying to set other people free through my really intense belief system that I was sharing with everybody at that point in time. And I put a red blindfold on myself to symbolize, hey, now looking back at that woman, I was completely blind to the world at large, to other belief systems, to how other ways of thinking. I was very closed-minded. I chose it to be red because red is a color of love and passion, but also my faith was very much based on the death of Christ and the blood. So I put it in red there. Then around the bird, I painted what looks like fire because in hindsight, I was in hell. I was living in hell because I was so closed-minded, it didn't allow me to be me. So at the age of 19, when I realized I was gay, it was a death sentence. And from the age of 19 for 20 years, every birthday, I would beg God to kill me because that, in a nutshell, the way I was raised, they're obsolete. You cannot be one and the other. So it was a living nightmare. And on the external, I was like the super happy, crazy, happy Larry, whatever the word is, happy, fun-loving woman. But behind closed doors, I was miserable and depressed. And so looking back, I was in a cage, though I thought I wasn't. And for 20 years, I lived in a cage that almost killed me. I am so glad I can look at that and say that that is the woman of the past. That cage broke in 2018 as I finally embraced myself for who I am and deconstructed everything I'd ever been taught about who I was and what I believed. And so I can look at that with gratitude that I lived through it. I can look back with pride that I survived, but I also feel sorry for that it took that long to get out of the cage, but I'm grateful that I'm out of it.